There's a lot of great production companies, but unless, you, that business owner, have a game plan, you're kind of a little bit left in the dark in one of the most crucial aspects of
Yeah.
having a video. It's one of those things at the moment might seem bad, but you got to be grateful for every single moment. Being a local business, it's super important to know people and to stay in front of people.
Well, I have Taylor Wellman with Financial Potion. I'm so glad you're here and agreed to do this. So I met you through NABO, and from there, I really appreciated your integrity because you did what you said you're going to do when you said you're going to do it, and I think that's super important for small business owners. The more I interact with them, um, so that's lovely. So please tell us all about your business and what you do for your clients.
Well, first of all, the reason why we are still in contact is you are very much a woman of integrity as well.
Oh,
You
bless
also are one who I know by ask a favor on or ask, a need that you're able to do it if you say you are. I do believe in the golden rule. You treat people the way you want to be treated. And, I want people to be honest with expectations. So that's what we do, but through video marketing. And so we provide customized video marketing solutions from thought to distribution. So the scripting, the production, the editing, and then the video SEO and social media distribution. But we do not do the websites. And so that's why we always need people like you, in our arsenal of contacts to trust because,
Yeah.
websites are also so important. And, video though needs websites. And so that's why it's always great to, have community and to know other quality experts like yourself. So that way we can help other business owners together.
I think there's definitely a lot of parallels with what we do. Just going through your website, I'm like, yeah, that's exactly. We help do this and this.
Yeah.
I love you guys. It's a very awesome combination of technical skill and also creative skill for video because it's really easy to make a terrible video. You see it a lot, but I think you guys know it's obvious you know what you're doing. So that's one awesome. And then you're such a great team to work with. So tell me about the dynamic. It's you and your husband. Is that correct?
Yes, so we are the core team. And actually, with our story, we started our business before we even started dating. So we started our
Oh,
business July of 2014, didn't date until September 2014, and then got married April of 2017. First kid
wow.
2019, second 2022. And, there we go. So we have now a family of 4 and a business of 10 plus years. And since the start of our business, we did hire contractors and some of them, Amira, my admin gal, she's been with us for like 8 years now.
Oh, wow.
And so, yeah, so we do have contractors that we've, gotten through Upwork, some people locally through the colleges. And really right now this year, we're looking to transition some people to a W-2 structure because in July of 2024, we actually purchased a location for a studio. So now we do have a like brick and mortar studio space that we were looking to have team members be able to operate. So I don't necessarily need to be there every single moment.
That's awesome. That's the dream, like when your business can function without you. So
Yes,
congratulations. Yeah.
thank you. We're working on it. Yes, the self-managed team. That's what we're working on.
Very exciting. And in a brick and mortar place. I from your podcast, I love your setup.
Thank you.
That's so great. Definitely a step up in quality because I've got a lot of stuff happening in the background. So I've got
Power to you, though. I always tell people it's just a matter of doing it because really content at the end of the day is what shines through. And so
yeah.
think about podcasts too. Half the time you're just listening to it. So it doesn't really even matter what
Yeah.
it looks like.
Yeah. I agree most of that. I'd say it's not always what you say, but how you say it as
Mhm.
well. So definitely if you do have a message, amplifying it with all the good quality production is definitely going to help.
That is true.
For sure.
When you can, you might as well.
When you can, yeah. Do what you can with what you got, for sure.
Exactly.
Yeah. So, okay. So you've said you've been in business over 10 years. Um, And then I was politely stalking the website. So you said you did some of the production in high school, or what
Yeah.
was your background with?
Yeah, so when I was a sophomore in high school, I did a national organization called Fresh Films. Basically, my team in Maryland created a video that went against other teams across the nation. And at the end of that program, they actually voted on who was the strongest female from the group. I had 8 other females in my group, but they selected me to then be a part of Girls in Directors Chair. That was
Nice.
part of Stay Free, where we did a PSA in New York, and then we had the premiere in LA. And so then that kind of gave me the bug for video and production. And then my junior and senior year of high school, I went to a career technology center. It's equivalent to EVIT around here. And I was able to graduate with certifications. And so, right out of high school, I, really was able to potentially get hired for video work. But being back in Maryland, unless I was thinking about going to Baltimore and work at a studio or, a news station there, or if I was going to move to New York, which I really hate the cold, it just made sense to go out west. So I started in Arizona to get my bachelor's degree, and I thought I was going to go to California and do the whole like LA movie thing. But then I ended up just kind of finding video marketing and really seeing the potential of working with businesses. It made something different every day. Businesses tend to have budgets, which sometimes your creative indie films, not so much. So it became a really attractive idea to me.
Awesome. So was there a moment, let me know if I'm wrong, you were with like a corporate company before, and was there a moment you're like, I need to separate and I'm being pulled this direction, or I need to go do this on my own? Was there a specific moment, or was it just kind of gradual?
Great question. So yeah, I definitely got a lot of experience of bad bosses, which really shaped on what not to do
Oh,
as
I'm
we were
sorry.
building our culture. It's one of those things at the moment might seem bad, but you got to be grateful for every single moment. And honestly, I met Eric through that first moment. So we worked at a video marketing company in Phoenix. It was a startup at the time. I was a project manager and the videographer, and he was an editor there, and they just would always under deliver, just, make guarantees that you just couldn't do in marketing. And being the main face of the clients, I had to hear a lot of their stories, and were so heavy. And then,
Yeah.
we both ended up working at a studio in Scottsdale for 2 years, only to experience the complete opposite, where they treated the clients great, but us, the team, terribly, like abusively terrible. And so it was just one final straw day that I was like, I have had it. I am done. I'm quitting the next time he walks into here. I had no idea if Eric was going to even follow me or not. And I told him I was quitting, and he turned to Eric. He said, are you leaving too? And Eric said, yes. He turned to the other guy we were working with at the time. He said, you leaving? He said, no, I need a job. So, out of the three of us that were working at that particular studio at the time, Eric and I left, and luckily, the third gentleman in the story is still doing really well. And so it all worked out.
Good. That's like a Jerry Maguire who's coming with me. Like,
It was many moments of my life, I do feel like are part of movies. I almost feel like I'm part of the Truman Show. Like I do wonder maybe I have mirrors around me a little too much. It's just some things just seem too well written, like a movie.
oh, that's awesome. So as far as your team, so that's letting go and letting people help. That's something I struggled with. Was there
Yeah.
a point where you're like, this isn't something I can manage anymore? Or were there certain things from the beginning you're like, somebody else needs to take care of A, B, and C so I can do this?
Well, as I mentioned, we've been in business for a little over 10 and a half years, and our oldest contractor is maybe 8 years old. So obviously it wasn't a immediate idea. At first, I really do feel like you try to protect all of your revenue and do it all
Yeah.
yourself. But then eventually there comes a moment, and I don't know if it was a book, a podcast, a person, but at one point it was the whole who, not how mentality of there's only one true way that all large corporations group. Like we can even take, Amazon as an example. Yeah, sure, it started, as just a book catalog, and Jeff
Hmm.
Bezos just worrying about books, but then eventually it expands. The only way it truly expand is by adding people. And so, it's just a matter of me really looking and being, I bet it was a book. I bet you it was like 4 Hour Work Week, Tim Ferriss. I really
Mm.
think it was 4 Hour Work Week because that was the first one where it really mentioned just like having an assistant. And so it was like, okay, having an assistant. That makes sense. Something that is just, you can just teach here kind of the parameters, here's stuff to follow up with, and there you go. And then once I think you let go of that one, it becomes easier to go, okay, what else do I not need to do that I am not the expert in that either could be taught or that I find someone even better than me to then do that.
I like how you get a little bit of social cred for saying, I have an assistant. So, like, let me ask my assistant to do that. So, yeah, that's fun. Uh,
Yes.
so, you guys do video production, but you also do photography. I saw that listed on your website. So, is it kind of anything media related? Um,
Yeah, basically it has to do with a camera or a microphone. Or,
uh,
live streaming too. So we do live stream facilitation as well. So yeah, very much media related. So even creating characters, animation based. And so photography, product photography, headshots, event photography, drone, so drone videography or photography. We don't do the websites though, so I can't really necessarily say like all media based.
got it.
We will manage a social media account, but more so for the web, the video SEO and making sure the videos are being positioned. You don't necessarily want to create a bunch of images and, 2D graphics to also put within the social campaign. We like to really stay in our video side and video realm, but can assist also with photography because look, we do also have good photography cameras.
Nice. So I like that you help them, you said like get those videos found and actually get the videos seen. So it's not just here's your files. It's let's get these seen so it actually benefits you.
Yeah, that was definitely one thing we noticed is that there's a lot of great production companies, but unless, you, that business owner, have a game plan of like, okay, we're gonna put it here and it's gonna go here, and here's how you search engine optimize it. You're kind of a little bit left in the dark in one of the most crucial aspects of
Yeah.
having a video.
Yeah. So who's the ideal client for you? What do you look for? Is there anything that for sure we wouldn't be the best to work with or any,
Yeah.
how do you filter?
And that's one of those things where I know they always say you should niche down. We are really, business to business. So if you have a product or if you have a service that you're looking to sell, you have to be online. And when we look across all social platforms, the algorithms are catering to video. There's even platforms that's all video, like TikTok. And
Yeah.
so really businesses who are looking to get more clients, get more exposure, get more awareness about their product services, their missions and goals, we would love to talk to them because, we would be a great fit in order to help them craft those videos. And the good thing is that we really go heavy on the pre-production side. So if you feel like video is too time consuming, we help with creating the scripts. You really just need to plan maybe an hour review of scripting and then an hour to 4 hours, depending on how much we want to get done during the production section.
I'm thinking of the Harmon brothers. Are you aware of them? Like they did that unicorn and
Yes, yeah.
so I know they do a whole lot of scripting. So as far as that and getting clever with scripts, that's something you guys do as well?
Yeah, so it really depends on the budget and the goal of the
Got it.
business, but we have done some really fun creative scripts. So Tulsa Welding School, I know when they were initiating their mascot, we had the opportunity of doing that video with them. And that was an opportunity to get a little more creative. So yeah, we created the shot list. We worked back and forth to get that approved. And then that way, production time, we were able to do that. Now, majority of our clients, it's a little more straightforward. We're doing more SSME, so search and subject matter expert videos, where it's a lot of talking head, maybe some supporting B-roll, but really just being able to provide content, show that that business owner is a subject matter expert. So we do work with a lot of small businesses where it is that person, that face that you need to build trust with. So I would say that's the majority of what we do, but we've definitely done those bigger, heavy hitting creative videos, which are always
Nice. So there's a whole lot, and you gave me some advice and mentioned it. So there's like the main video, it seems like, and then we can also cut that up and use that in Reels and TikTok. Do
Mhm.
you have like different tiers of how you provide videos to clients? Like, are these little slices included? Or I'm trying to think how the business end of this, like, how do you give them all the videos and I
Yes.
don't know.
So as I mentioned, we are all customized. So we can do anything from a full package if you are looking from start to finish. We do have a lot of clients though that have people that are good actually at posting on their social platforms. They just need the actual video. So then we just make sure that, that team knows where to get those files and are able to upload them. Other people send us files and then we just do editing and then the social media distribution. So what we do is really have a strategy session,
Got
determine
it.
what the goal is, determine what they have and what are areas of the video marketing that they enjoy. If they're already doing video marketing, do they have a setup at their home or studio that they enjoy doing videos, but just want to spice up the editing? Or is it something where they need help from start to finish? Or do they have people that they feel can do the video SEO, which sometimes when I hear people have a marketing team, I always want to see how much they really know about video SEO since I've personally seen issues.
Yeah.
But sometimes you want to test that out. You want us to keep the team you have, but bring us in and let's all be on the same page and just make sure that they're being positioned correctly. So to answer your question, we do have packages in order to make everything super simple. However, if you just need kind of pick and choose and a la carte it, we can do that as well.
Right. That's helpful. Yeah. Because I'm thinking, well, there's so many things that I need to do. I don't have time for that. So even if somebody is good at finding good clips and everything, they're also running their business. So that's where another
Yeah.
place where you guys could come in handy.
And it's the do you enjoy it part. If you enjoy it,
Right.
great. And also just like fitting your budget where it currently is. And so for some people, they're like, okay, let me record everything on my own, send it to you, you edit and make it perfect, you do the video SEO. And then perhaps as you're able to add to your marketing budget and you see that it is helping, then you can say, okay, now let's plan a deeper production. And especially if it's those like introduction videos or you can choose particular videos that you'd want to put a bigger budget behind because you're going to leverage it more as like your digital business card versus some of
Mm,
those SSME where you're just providing tips. As long as it's high value, you can get away with it not being like extra crisp, that extra 4K quality.
appreciate that. Yeah. There's I so I am working on something and the base is like you have to have your business. You have to have a good service or product before people care about your logo type of thing. Even though like I design logos, like I don't want you to not buy a logo, but I want to
Just like I do video, not like I don't want you to hire us to,
yeah.
do all your videos and come to our studio, but I want to be realistic. And the realistic thing is that content's more important. Just like how we were talking about, the quality of your podcast versus mine, quality, it's quantitative on the viewer. And also are they viewing or are they just listening?
Yeah.
Sometimes really content is the number one focus. And then, add on and increase everything else as you can.
Yeah. Love it. So you mentioned 4 hour work week a little few minutes ago. I'm guessing you read a lot of business books when you first got started. Would that be accurate? Like,
I am still regularly
okay, great.
listening, more so listening to business books. When you have two kiddos,
Yeah.
you sometimes putting in those headphones can just help as you rock them with things.
So what are some books you would recommend to other entrepreneurs just getting started? What's something this is a must read. Take this one.
Man, well, it depends on really since you mentioned just getting started versus what I really recommend. So for me right now, the book that I always really recommend to people is definitely not necessarily a startup book, but it is the Creativity Inc. by Ed Catmull. Ed Catmull, he was the co-creator of Pixar. And so
Okay.
it was just a beautiful story more about building team. And so for me, since I'm in that W2 creation mindset, it's just been perfect. Just hear how they built such a beautiful culture and just really was able to take a lot from that. But if you're first starting, that may not necessarily be your mindset that you want to add a team. And so I definitely would suggest 4 Hour Work Week. Another one of Tim Ferriss's Tools of Titans is
Okay.
basically a compilation of a lot of his podcast best sound bites. And so it's a whole bunch of people from all different walks of life, from, top military to Jamie Foxx. And, just a lot of their biggest life lessons and stories. So I think that is a really good one as well. Think and Grow Rich, classic.
Mm,
Um, yeah, those would be the ones that pop up right away for me.
awesome. Um, so working with the husband, for me, I met my husband at a Pizza Hut. We were both working there.
Oh, nice,
So
nice.
I loved working with him. That was great. How was it with you guys? I mean, not to get too personal, but
Oh, you're fine. No, I'm an open book. So it's great. Like it's truly what I've ever wanted and always wanted. And as I mentioned, we met each other and built a foundation of our business before we even started dating. And so we already had those roles and dynamics, and my weaknesses are his strength and vice versa. So we are the total opposites attract. Whenever you look at those disc personalities, we're always on like the clear opposite spectrums, but that's why it works so well. And so like he is the super technical person. He is the lead editor. He's the lead, this production person, whenever there's anything super technical. And then I'm more like the person connection. So I'm the one who will direct people. I really coach people on how to present whenever there needs to be testimonials captured at an event. I tend to try to be the one available to really reel people in and get them to perform their best on camera. I'm the one that does all the video SEO and social media training of the team. And so it's like we really have our roles beautifully split.
I think he knew what he was doing when you guys left. He knew what was going to happen.
Yeah.
It didn't work out this way. He had a plan. Awesome. So, okay, and I'm trying to think. You do list your equipment on your site, or is this just where people can go to find the best equipment?
Yeah, so that are our recommendations. So that is not necessarily our equipment.
Gotcha.
We work with a lot of people who, like I said, kind of enjoy or at least economically see the benefits of doing basic video on their own. And so that's where we do have our, our website equipment recommendation list in order through our Amazon affiliate to get, a little extra side cash whenever we
Yeah.
do, make recommendations. Because a lot of times we'll go in, we'll do a consult, we'll take a look at the space, and then we'll say, here are the things we suggest. And, after doing that twice and sending a bunch of links, we're like, you know what, we should be able to get a little
Yeah.
extra something if people buy anything. So that's where that came to be. There are some professional links on there just because on our YouTube channel, sometimes we'll do a review on a product that is a little more on the professional side. However, sometimes people are still willing to put their budgets towards a more professional piece of equipment.
Okay. So how big was networking when you first started? There's NABO. What other groups are you or were you a member of? And did you get benefit from those?
Yeah, so networking was so huge. First the networking I want to actually say for me really started on LinkedIn. And so
Oh yeah?
even when I was, working for other people, as soon as LinkedIn was created, I was an early LinkedIn adapter. And as soon as that title changed from, project manager to business owner, I was very gratefully amazed on how many people reached out and said, wow, I can work directly with you now. That's great. Let's talk about that. So I have to first give it up to social media as a networking platform. But, being a local business, it's super important to know people and to stay in front of people. And so I was a part of a group called Center Sphere. That was around at the time. I don't think it's there anymore. It originally started in Nebraska and then they tried to branch out in Arizona. And so that was a, kind of meet once a week
Yeah.
organization and pass out referrals. I visited BNIs. I would use networkingphoenix.com all the time and just like fill out my calendar with different networking events. And then my biggest rule, and I still stick to it today, is if I meet someone, you always need to send a follow-up email within 24 hours. Remind them who you are, maybe a little thing that you talked about, and then try to have that follow-up conversation. And so that was really big. And I am still a part of NAVO. And so
Yeah.
I'm still a part of the National Association of Women Business Owners Phoenix chapter. I am also a sponsor for the AMA Phoenix chapter, so American Marketing Association Phoenix chapter. And it's just important to stay in front of people because it's amazing how quickly you can forget professions and what people do if
Yeah.
you don't like keep it top of mind.
Yeah. And then it's not just passing out business cards, staying top of mind, super important. Knowing that you're still in business, because I come across some cards. I keep cards because I help design cards and I like looking at them. But
Yeah.
a lot of these businesses from a few years ago, like they're no longer in business. So that's a bummer. So congrats again for 10 years. But
Thank you.
so letting people know that, yeah, I'm still here. I'm still working. Like
Hmm.
things happen, like we have kids, things happen. So it's like, no, no,
Sometimes it's take
still working.
breaks. Yes.
Yeah.
And even just reminding what you do, because it's
Yeah.
amazing that even to this day, some people who maybe have only seen me do event photography are shocked to hear I do video, even though
Yeah.
video is our main thing, or only people who only have seen me in the live streaming space didn't realize we also do campaigns. And so sometimes it's also just that opportunity to remind people of all the different things that you do if you're in a situation like that.
Yeah. Do you have a kind of like a commercial you give? Because rather than listing off those technical things, is there like a summation? Like we help so and so by video production. It's kind of hard to encompass everything in that elevator pitch.
Yeah, that's why I always say customized video marketing solutions, because
Got
that
it.
is a very, umbrella, what is it that we need to do, help you get found and be remembered through video marketing solutions. And so that's why we need to have that strategy session and really see what is their goal, what's their target
Yeah.
demographic, and then we can choose kind of which vehicle of video marketing makes the most sense.
Got it. So throughout your business voyage journey, did you ever have a point where you needed a coach, either industry specific or just business specific?
You know, I am beyond grateful to be in the industry I am because I get to be around some of the best business owners
Mm.
and I get to learn through them. Like I have so many business owners who are business coaches. So I get to sit in their events, record them teaching people.
You got a free
And
ticket?
yeah, like it's quite amazing. So, I'd have to say, like, I've learned so much through Vanessa Shaw. She is someone who's great. And I met her through a phenomenal teaching opportunity early on in my business, was SCORE. So SCORE Phoenix, it's an organization full of mostly like retiree and people who have, moved on since being a business owner and give back their time to educate. We also work with the SBDC, the Small Business Development Center. They were able to meet with us and kind of be a free mentor for the first few years, looking at our numbers, comparing it to industry standards, and making adjustments and just like
That's
doing that
awesome.
downboard. The SBDC also helped us get all the procurement and getting, connected with government contracting all done. So really, I've really leveraged the community's resources and what they had to offer. And then, like I said, just being able to just kind of be that fly on my camera, listening, a little more as, we're also recording in so many different scenarios.
Awesome. That you're very, so you're not, but I guess I'm gonna find my adjective in a second. It's it's aspirational. So like you've been in this long enough, you know so many people. You, I think I'm so proud of you. Like I haven't met you in person, but I'm so proud of you.
I
Like
know, I
what
know,
you're
it's so
doing.
crazy. Like I'm gonna give you like the biggest hug when we find it's so crazy, like how life is like that sometimes.
I love all this information. Like there's these books I haven't read, all these organizations, so I'm gonna go check these out. I think it's great. So I think all of this is good information to have. Um, so when people want to hire you, they can go to your website, YouTube. What are all the things? What's the best way to get a hold of you?
I say go to connect.financialpotion.com. That
Okay.
is a link tree that we made that will give you access to your favorite social media platforms. So you can follow us on whichever is your favorite. It also could link you to a free 15-minute strategy session. It can also link you to our YouTube channel where we post free videos every Friday on various topics from equipment reviews to how to use Zoom to capture better videos, a whole array of video marketing topics. And then we also have a free page link there where you can download like a free scripting template for an introduction
Mm.
video. Links to the social media distribution roadmap, which we, update yearly, at least twice a year. And so once you're on that list, you'll always get an email when the next one is released. And so that link tree is just a really great space for you to pick and choose how you want to get connected and what kind of information you want.
I like that. Choose your adventure.
Exactly, exactly. So connect.financialpotion.com.
Love it. Okay. I am positive I'm going to remember something I meant to ask as soon as we disconnect. Um,
Well,
but is
feel
there,
free to send me an email if you ever have questions or anything like that. I definitely love being a resource.